We are going to look at a style of notes that you will be using when you take notes in my class on your flipped videos or if we do a reading. And that style of notes is called Cornell Notes. And by the end of this video, it is my goal that you should understand the proper way to take these notes. So let's get started. You're going to start with a blank sheet of notebook paper. And using a dark color marker, I would suggest using like a black thick pen or a marker. Neatly draw an off-centered eye on your paper, just like I have done over here in my example. Use that top line to guide the top of your eye, and then leave a nice amount of space here at the bottom, but you don't have to leave a ton. In fact, I was really generous on the amount of space that I left. And then go ahead and draw that off-center vertical line down the paper. You want to leave more space right here on the right-hand side. And as always, make sure you have room to write because that's the purpose of taking notes, right? So the next step you're going to do is you're going to write up here on the top. You're going to write in this order. The topic, which is going to be the title of the video, then your name, and then the date. The date is going to help you kind of understand, the order that we learned these things in. It's just a good practice to be in. Name, of course, if you lose your paper, we know who it belongs to. And then topic is to help you understand what you're taking notes on. Right here in the right-hand side of your paper is going to be where your notes and your drawings are going to go. So when you're watching a video or you're reading an article, you're going to go ahead and take notes. Or for those of you that are artists and like to doodle, you can do drawings over here as well. And another important thing to remember is to always skip a line between ideas. This is just going to help it be neater and for you to visually see it better as you're reviewing it. You may abbreviate as well when we take notes. However, use abbreviations that you're going to remember. Don't just come up with these off-the-wall abbreviations that when you look back at it in 2 days or even like a couple weeks that you're not going to remember it. You want to use those great abbreviations. All right, so we've set up our paper. Now we're ready to we've taken our notes through the video. And so after you've done that, after you've reviewed the video or the reading, if you're doing that as well, you're going to go back and you're going to pull out these main ideas, key points, important people or dates, just really big key concepts of what you just saw. So the way that you do that normally is you're going to go back and say, okay, here's kind of an idea, and the thing that I'm getting from these kind of notes is that these are eukaryotes or plant cells or animal cells. These are going to be the big things that are talked about, not details, big points, main ideas. These are going to be written in the left-hand corner, if you can see how I have done it here. You're going to see that this is going to have more writing, and this should have less. This should just have little notes. Whoops, there goes the bell. I'll wait. All right, there should be just like a one-word or two-word that kind of explains your main ideas of your notes. All right, so now you've done that. You've gone back, you reviewed, you've picked out your key concepts. Now you're going to take all of this new information you've got and you're going to write it in a summary. So the summary is where this bottom section of your paper is for. You're going to, in a couple sentences, sum up what were the key points. A great way to kind of get in the mind of thinking, what am I going to write, is to ask yourself the question, if I was going to explain this to someone, what would I need to say? So if I was going to explain cells to somebody, based off what I read or watched, what am I going to say to them? And that, in just a couple sentences, is going to go down here. Your summary should not be 10 plus sentences. I'm talking 3 to 4 sentences max to describe what you just saw. Last but not least, when you go back to study your notes or review them, which is really important and you should be in the habit of doing so, I want you first to go reread the notes in the column that you took. Then I want you to reread those key ideas. These are going to be what should guide your studying. You should use these to kind of hit the highlights, and this should be your detail as well as examples. And then I want you to reread that summary because that's going to help you kind of understand how all this got put together. All right? If you follow that, you should be successful in note-taking. And remember, this is exactly how I want you to take notes every time you watch a video or I ask you to take notes on a reading piece or something like that in my class. Don't worry, we'll practice, and then you will be a pro by the end of 7th grade.